Morning Year 6 and welcome to a brand new week. It's Monday, it's February. Now I hope you had a great weekend. So this is our maths lesson for today. Before we begin, I'd just like to put this slide up. This was from a lesson last week and I raised this question here. Was this correct or not? Now a few people have indicated that I wasn't correct, but I haven't had anybody say what the correct answer is. I believe what you're picking up is the units of measurement. So I have answered the question in centimeters, but originally it wanted it labeled in millimeters. It was a mixed unit question. So what would 5 centimeters converted to millimeters be? Let me know. Here's review questions to get that mathematical brain working. Work through these at your own pace, pause the video, and the answers will follow. Check the answers carefully, self-review your learning. If you made any errors, go back, have another look at the answers, see if you can work backwards. What is it that's holding you back? Is it factors? If so, work them out in pairs. 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. So if you work them out in pairs and you have all those, brilliant. Work out the perimeter of the shapes. Each square represents 1 centimeter squared. Even if it's not to scale, each one of these is 1 centimeter squared. Have a go. Okay, let's see how you did. Excellent. So here the perimeter is the distance around. Here we've got answer to that one, answer to that one, and a solution to that one. What's the answer to this one? How many 8s make 72? Is that 9 8s? I can hear you saying. So continuing the general theme of area, perimeter, and then working on to volume, we're going to have a look at triangles. These are the sorts of things you will need to be learning and picking up on, is how many whole squares can you see and how many part squares can you see. This will become a little bit more clear as we move on. What could we do with the parts, as in the parts of the squares? What does estimate mean? Why is your answer to this question an estimate of the area? And just thinking about a square versus a rectangle and how that kind of fits together when thinking about the area of a triangle. So last week I asked you this. Area of a rectangle is length times width. And then I said, place a triangle over 1 centimeter squared paper to discover the formula. I wonder how many of you did that. Tom, did you do that? Can you hear me? Alex? Johnny? Anyone else? Can you orientate 2 triangles to create a rectangle? Or, alternatively, draw a rectangle, which could include a square, and then draw a line a diagonal line. So from one vertex to another vertex, it has to be a non-adjacent vertex. It won't be that one or that one. How does the area of the original triangle relate to the area of your rectangle? Have a think about that. Jot down your thinking. If you're in a study group, share that. So counting squares. So similar to the Year 4 idea for rectangles, let's have a little look. So if you're counting squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 10. What about this one? This is an estimate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7 there and 10 there. What do we want to say about that? Well, just picking up a different colour. We've got this and this and this and this and this. So it would seem that that makes another square and that makes another square. So that could be 12. Could even be 12 and a half, couldn't it? So 12.5 centimeters squared. Now this one was an estimate. So if you have a look, we've got, that could go there, so that might bring that up to 8. About half, I don't know, 8 and a half. Needs to be an estimate. So if you're saying to me like, 2/3, would that be an estimate? So the area of this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one and that one 8. That one and that one 9. Do you think 9? About this one. So that's 1, 2, 3. And that's almost the whole, isn't it? 4. Almost the whole. 5. Maybe those go together. 6. Maybe that one and that one 7. I don't know, 7.5 or 8. What do you think? How we go at these last two? So calculate the area of each shape by counting the squares. Now this one's straightforward. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's a square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What was that one? That was 16, wasn't it? What was this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. What do you think? 8. Remember, centimeters squared. Now, how do these two relate? What do we notice? So let's, oops, wibbly wobbly line. What do you notice then? So if you go back to that idea of working out what the formula would be, do you have a formula now? How does the triangle here relate to the rectangle there? Would this correlation happen all the time? To be absolutely explicit about this, 8 is half of 16. So you're always going to get that. Try it out. Checkpoint. So this will help decide where you start on the steps. The area of the triangle is 18 squares. Pause the video. Have a think about it. It's good to point at the squares. So it depends how you've got this, whether you've got it on screen or printed out. It's quite easy to lose your way otherwise. The other thing you could do is just draw it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along, and then the height here. So this would be the height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like an isosceles triangle. Have a go. False. There are 18 full squares, but you need to add the part squares to get the total area. So what was that like then? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Gosh, 18. So we know that's 18. Now probably that might be 19, maybe 20-ish, 20, 21, 22, 23, maybe. What would we call that number? I think that would be classed as an estimate. Let's go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many high was it? What was the height? So we're going down this midline, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 in the orange. And then in the red, what do we have? 6. How does that help us? Maybe it doesn't help us. I'm just working out, is there a formula here? What's 6 times 9? 54. No, that doesn't work, does it? So just going 6 times 9 is 54 doesn't work. So let's make a note of that. Does that number, bearing in mind this was an estimate, do those numbers relate together in any way? Anyway, it's quite enough pondering. I hope you've kind of sorting that out in your own mind. Questions? If you're on you can start at step 1 or step 2. Here are the questions that relate to each of the steps. There's step 4, reasoning and problem solving, and the questions and the answers are on your timetable. So there we go. And there's the other question where it says partner study group or talking on Dojo. And here's the reasoning and problem solving, which you want to pause and have a look at, because straight after will be the answers. There you go. Well done, Year 6. Hope you do really well. That was about 15 minutes and you've got an hour in total. Take care.